Alright, Evie and I are back with some pretty big updates this week in Destiny. A lot of stuff going on at Reset this week. First and foremost, you will log in to find that the first step of this week's story quest is not just to run an expedition and kill 50 enemies on a planet like it's been. It is to kill 50 champions. This is something that people are seeing and kind of freaking out, and it does in fact look sort of overwhelming. However, okay, so it is not 50 champions. I don't know why they did 0 out of 50 instead of just like a percentage meter like they do sometimes. One champion kill in an expedition was 3. So that is not like great, but it is more than just 1. And even just going as slow as possible, that's like 17 champions or something. This is champions anywhere. This includes Legend and Master Lost sectors. This includes Nightfalls, or really anywhere else you can find champions. So it is just champions pretty much anywhere. And then it says it gives additional progress for Master. Additional progress is doing a lot of work here. It is tons of progress. It is, I think, 13. It counts as 13 champion kills for 1 master champion kill. So you're going to want to run a master catch crash and get this done within the first 2 rooms, because there are going to be at least 4 to 6 champions within those first 2 rooms. Yes, you have to LFG. If you really want to, I bet you could solo the first boarding area just 2 times with just, gearing out to kill. I think they're anti-barrier servitors. I think those are the champions that spawn, 1 on each side. Just nuke them and then leave if you really don't want to run a master catch crash or do LFG. It does take 2 seconds to find a group in LFG. In this, I think this is not a very hard week. I think this is actually the easiest week. I think this is even easier than the final boss previously, because you're all jammed into that last room there, and it's just kind of a kill box. For, well, both you and your enemies. But follow my advice I've laid out before. Bring Risk Runner, bring Champion Mods. You'll be fine. It's not that bad. Okay, so once you get past that, we get to the actual story of this week, which is that Ido is requesting a parlay with Aramis. And that's not great, because Mithrax is like freaking out, and Ido doesn't know why. Evie, what are you doing? Evie, people are saying that they're not listening to my videos because you're just too distracting, which I can understand that, so that's fine. Ido is going to learn some things about Mithrax, and he doesn't want that. So the big secret that has been being hidden here is, spoilers. There was a cutscene that will show just a little bit of this, where we've kind of gotten a hint about this in the lore. There was a talk about a group of Fallen going down into the Lunar Pyramid, which was one of the tombs of Nezarec. Yes, that Nezarec of the famous helmet, and Nezarec of Nezarec's Whisper. We've gotten some amount of lore of Nezarec, where Nezarec used to be a disciple of the Witness. I don't remember all the details. I think he went against the Witness eventually, which maybe is why he's dead, but the original lore for Nezarec was just what we saw in the helmet lore from way back when. I think the helmet is as old as Destiny 2 Vanilla, so this is very old lore describing him as this mythic god of pain and torment and whatever, and he's kind of like an urban legend. And Bungie has this thing they do very well, where they take something that was a mystery in the past, and even though it was clearly not a long-term plan, they integrate it into the long-term of the franchise. I 100% do not believe that, say, the mysterious Exo Stranger was planned to be Elsie Bray, and they were going to do the entire arc from Beyond Light, back when that character was introduced and then disappeared back in Destiny 1. So they have a way of going back to things that are kind of loose ends that they left hanging and picking them up. I do not think there was any sort of long-term plan for Nezarec until probably within the last year or so, when they decided to start fleshing out the Nezarec lore a little more. He's only been mentioned in passing a few times. There is talk about the 7 tombs of Nezarec. I don't know if we know where the locations of those are. I think we might know a couple, and then one is obviously the Lunar Pyramid. I think the Lunar Pyramid, the implication here is that, like Rolk has the pyramid in Savathûn's Throne World, the Nezarec had the Lunar Pyramid that went dormant. That is now Callus's pyramid, as he is ascended to become the new disciple of the Witness, and the relics that we are collecting are literally pieces of Nezarec, like his little fingers and, I don't know, ribs, whatever. Pieces of Nezarec that we are housing in those things, and those artifacts were actually valuable and dangerous before. And the secret about Mithrax is that he inherited one of these objects. I think from his mother. He was like a little hatchling when his mother went into the Lunar Pyramid and found Nezarec, and then they kind of, I think they dissected him and took all of his darkness body parts and then got power from that. So Mithrax used to wear what looked like Nezarec's finger as like a little trophy, and it kind of drove him crazy, and he was like a thief and a murderer, and killed a lot of other Elixir, which is not great. And this is the grand secret that he has been trying to hide from his daughter, which eventually had to come out in this conversation with Aramis. He's like trying to explain it to her, but now she's mad at him, understandably. But so that is what we're doing. We are assembling pieces of Nezarec which have some sort of darkness energy. Obviously, we have Nezarec's exotic helmet, and we have the Nezarec glaive. And I guess the idea here is that, I guess he's got a glaive because he was a disciple, like Rolk has a glaive. Okay, well, I just put that together. So anyway, that is the big story development. Nezarec is back. Those pieces belong to him. I did end up hearing this be spoiled like within the last week or so. So this wasn't like the biggest shock to me, because people are very cool and enjoy spoiling things for me. So I did hear that the pieces belong to Nezarec, but I didn't know really the full story about him being in the pyramid and all that. So still pretty cool. In terms of like the actual gameplay this week, I was able to finally unlock the double plundered Umbral Energy engram. You can choose between that or just the upgrade that gives you more Umbral Energy. The more one only gives you +4 over +3, whereas the double map will give you +6 over +3. So if you were just going for energy, that's the one you want. And then you can do the +4 next week, and then you'll be getting +8 after the double. And then I did one of the first mate upgrades for the first time. So I am down to 2 weapons that I need patterns for. I need 1 shotgun and 3 tarnished metals. There is reports that people are not getting their guaranteed red border from Catch Crash. I don't know what's going on with that. I did get one, but I completed it on Master. This could have been luck. I'm still collecting data on that to make sure if that is actually happening or if it's a bug or what's going on there. In terms of Spider gives you another engram this week. I don't actually know if it matters which engram you pick. I thought everyone got the same thing every week, but I picked the middle engram. I think everyone gets the same thing because it's part of the story that Ido is disrupting Spider's engram cheating system to help you. I got a Red Border Brigand's Law. I already had that crafted, so there's no duplicate protection. I think everybody gets the same red border every week. Last week was the SMG. This week is the sidearm. So I think this is gonna just keep rotating. And yeah, so I'm gonna do this on my other characters. The 50 champion thing is not as crazy as it sounds. Forcing people into Master Catch Crash, which is not a matchmaking, is not a great plan in my estimation. And just the 0 out of 50 is really daunting looking, even if it turns out it is not quite that many. Nezarec stuff is very cool. We will be digging into that a little more. I need to brush up on my Nezarec lore. I think there's a whole Bife video on Nezarec, so go look that up. I'm sure that will give you a lot more information than I have right now. But I'm excited that they're bringing Nezarec back into the fold, and hopefully we can learn some more cool stuff about him and get more Nezarec themed weapons. I don't know. He seems like an interesting dude, person. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for this week. Master Raids launched, so go do that. They have not really changed those to offer anything that's better than just crafting raid weapons, so not quite sure what the motivator is there other than challenge and whatever. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.